guys. So, I have been a little bit busy lately, quite busy, and I wasn't feeling my best, and I wasn't really led to do a video. So that's why I haven't done one in a couple days. Um, and I'm not like, you know how you're not sick, but it's like you feel like you're trying to get and just, ugh. But just very busy, just life stuff. But I did feel a strong pull to come on today and do a video. So, first of all, to all those that enjoyed my collaboration with Andre, he's awesome. The proactive astrologer, he's great. And he's such a good astrologer. I'm going to tell you, don't tell him I'm telling you this, but he actually gave me exact dates and times that we should do um, our collaboration video. That's how good he is, okay? Um, and I loved it because I totally get it and I understand it. There's optimal times to do certain things, and it just worked. We do have very good chemistry. Um, he's very easy to talk to. Um, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I think as much as many of you said you did. So yes, we do plan on doing more collaborations in the future, hopefully the near future. He's busy, I'm kind of busy, so but we're definitely going to do it. Um and I'd like to do other collaborations with others, so that's coming too. So I needed to come on here today and first tell you about the good news um, that not only I can see coming, although it doesn't seem like it. Everything right now I know seems like I had this vision yesterday that it's like this entire administration is grinding. You know how a car's snow tires just grinds in the snow? That's literally what they're doing. It's just like they keep doing stuff, right? And I was just shown that that's just like eventually getting nowhere. Like it's just gonna burn itself out. I've told you guys in previous videos that several things are going to happen, and they've been happening, but because I think that they don't seem like they're happening like instantaneously, um, no one is really realizing it. So let's take a look at some really good news. Okay, the first thing is these massive, I told you guys about protests and I said they're going to increase. Okay, I told you that before, and they are increasing. People are getting fed up, fired up. People that never even went that way before, as far as actively protesting stuff, are now doing it. Okay, that's the first thing, and that's going to increase. It's to the point where it's noticeable. Second thing is, have you guys seen the Republicans at the Republican town hall meetings attacking these these congressional politicians, these Republican congressional politicians? OMG. Go somehow, if you're not on TikTok, great, do a Google search, Google town halls or whatever. The and I told you guys, it's going to be the Republicans, the MAGA, that are going to be the ones that are going to make really the difference. Okay, these Republicans are literally going after their politicians, and I mean, I've watched several different ones. They are pissed. They're pissed, and the thing is, you see, these politicians, they're so blissfully unaware of the temperature, the vibe of the people. They're so out of touch, right? And so they're coming to these town halls not realizing that these people are beyond pissed. And it's not really the Democrats, it's the Republicans that are pissed. Okay? So it's like a shock to their system. They just thought that everybody would just like kind of fall in line like they have done. That's not happening. The effect of that eventually is going to be much more widespread than what you think. Trust me on that. It's going to be more widespread than what you think. Okay? Um, so if you haven't gotten a chance, please go check those out. Google it, whatever. Now, here's another piece of good news. Republicans in Oklahoma, and this is ever since Don the Con was elected, okay? You see, before they were just pushing through stuff. Well, they tried to pass a complete abortion ban that failed. Okay? They tried to pass a no fault, get rid of no fault divorce. That failed. Now remember, this is an extremely red state. Okay? They tried to pass a covenant marriage bill. That failed. Okay? Oh, and to display the Ten Commandments in all schools throughout the state, that failed. Now, understand what that means, okay? The Oklahoma legislature is majority. They have a trifecta of Republican politician legislators, okay? So understand, in order for those bills to fail, that means Republicans had to vote against them. Okay? They had to vote against those bills. So that is a sign of things to come. Okay? You see, a lot of times huge wins don't always come in tidal waves. And I'm being showed a tidal wave right now. Don't always come in tidal waves. It's little by little steps. And then next thing you know, oh, you got one brick here, one brick there, one brick here, one brick there. Oh, next thing you know, you've got a house, you've got a structure. Okay? So, next bit of good news. Remember, I told you guys, I've said this since December, end of December, um, that Ukraine would be protected. Okay? They would stay protected. So just because the United States decided, uh, they're going to kind of withdraw from helping Ukraine, Europe stepped in, swoop, okay, no problem. No problem. Now, and they are firm with that. That Europe, as a matter of fact, they've not only already given Zelensky more weaponry, and funds, but they are now actually going to make a commitment to put boots on the ground. And that's what Ukraine needs. They need boots on the ground. Okay. Now, do you remember? I don't know, maybe 2 weeks ago in one of my videos, I told you about Norway. And I just hope I can find the. Okay, no, I can't. Um, so I told you about Norway would be known for doing something very firm and very strong. So uh one of my followers made comment on my video, and that said that Norway just announced that they would be um, shutting off Russian um, uh, gas, oil, something pipeline. Okay. And they're firm about that. They are absolutely firm about that. And there's actually more to come with that. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on that one. Okay. So um, all of these little, we think small wins are actually, they're not small. Okay. Now, we've got a psychopath in as FBI director. Okay. And I want to tell you something about him that I saw, but I can't, I have to say it in a certain way. Um, when I very first heard of this guy, saw him, this was way early last year. It was way before he was even considered in any type of official capacity in this government. Okay. And I was intuited sort of like a bullseye on the head. Okay. Then I recently saw another picture of him right after he was confirmed. Got the same image. I will just say that, um, how can I put this? Those who sometimes live by the sword go by the sword, or unalived by the sword. So just keep that in the back of your mind. He does not have his his motives are not good. His character is not good. He has zero integrity. Um, but I believe that there is a faded. He has sort of like a faded path, very much so. So that's just something to keep um, in mind. Now, all of that being said, I want to add something else, something on a very spiritual context. Okay. And I believe everyone can relate to this. Okay. Yes, what is happening in this country is disastrous. It's unprecedented. It's horrific. My heart literally bleeds every day for the people that keep getting let go from their jobs, no warning, no nothing. I keep thinking about those who are treated subhumanly that are getting deported. Um, some may be with good cause, but I would say 96% without good cause. Just because they're here trying to make a life and do the right thing, and they may not have gone through the absolute proper steps, doesn't make them bad people, doesn't make them criminal. Okay. Um, so that being all said, I am continuously reminded by my spiritual companion, something that I know and that is locked into my brain. Although all this is horrific, on the surface of things right now, okay, we have to remember one thing. This is the planet of karma. This is the planet of energies, okay, that must balance, okay? A lot of people will not experience all this horror personally. And the reason is because it's not in their life path, too. Okay. It's just like watching the house across the street, which literally happened to me 2 years ago. I had to watch the house across the street burn down. My heart was broken. I just felt horrible for the family. And it literally burned, like destroyed it. It did not happen to any other house. No other house was affected. And the reason was because it was not in the other's life path. For some reason, it was in that family's life path. They set that up. We are never, ever random victims. Ever. So if we take a moment to think and to sit back and realize that, yes, what is happening to our country is horrific, and whatever we can do to resist or stop what's going on, we must do somehow, some way. However, if it is not supposed to affect us directly, it just will not. Okay. And for those that it has to affect directly because it's in their life path, it will. And so it is sort of like the plane crash that happened the other day. Uh, I guess it was last week, or maybe it was this week, um, where it was completely flipped upside down, right? You would think that, oh my God, there would be no survivors, except everyone lived. It was not their time to go. They were not to be affected that way by that, and so they weren't. Always remember spiritual energies are in control. All of this needs to happen for many reasons that we're not aware of on this level. We're not aware of them. Okay. However, they need to affect those that they need to affect, and they don't need to affect those that don't need to be affected. Now, like I said, we don't have to be just, phew, glad it ain't me. No, never, never. Okay? I do not ever relish in someone's pain, misfortune, um, bad circumstances. Okay? But I understand the overall spiritual objective. I can't, all that I went through in my life, and I'm be going through much more. Um, and a couple weeks ago, I described my entire surgical nightmare of 6 operations back to back. No one else experienced that with me. No one. No one else shared my pain, my suffering, my sorrow. Okay. But I certainly had a lot of sympathy. I had some help, okay? But the reason no one experienced it, because it wasn't in their path to experience it. They didn't need to. Their spirit decided before coming here it was not a necessary thing for them to experience, but it was for me. So I had to go through it. But like I said, I got help, I got support, okay? And I got a lot of love. I did. I got a lot of love. However, with every situation that we go through in life, okay, whether it affects just us or those around us or whatever, it is not random. It is not willy nilly. The universe does not work like that. The universe is never cruel. We have to take a step back and look at the overall picture. And I know a lot of people were like, Psh, you know, it's too much and this and that. Yes, it's a lot going on. It's a lot of, and it seems so, okay? But that is the energy that is needed right now in order to move us to a place that we need to be at. That is what is needed. We had the gentle nudges, the little hints here and there. Majority of people did not get it, and so it's the hammer time. And I have a chapter in my book called Hammer Time, my second book called Hammer Time, and it's when the universe tries to show you something, a lesson that you came here to learn, okay, and you just don't get it. And so eventually, the taps get a little stronger, and then boom, you still don't get it, the hammer comes. Okay. And that kind of coincides with a question that someone had, um, about how spirit kind of deals with us. And so I want to read it. It's such a good question. So this person is saying that I wanted to ask this in the spirit guides video, but just forgot. If your spirit guides are always with you and they see that you are struggling with life or the lesson you're supposed to learn, meaning you are doing everything you're supposed to make your life better and fulfill why you came to earth and bring your desires into fruition, yet nothing is happening. And it starts to take a toll on your mental health. My understanding is they are not supposed to step in, but why don't they step in some way to help? Okay, first of all, please understand a guide, a companion will never ever do the spiritual work that you need to do. They will never do learn your lessons for you. They will not uh, help you bypass what you need to learn. They will help you if you ask. However, here's the thing, a lot of times we're expecting help in one particular way, and they're over here helping in another way. Okay? Let me give you an example. A relative of mine became infirm and needed help. Okay? So they decided that they wanted their help to come specifically in one way. But in the meantime, I stepped in and another relative stepped in and started doing things for this relatives. So basically, her prayer request was answered. But because it didn't come in the way that they expected, okay, My relative said God didn't answer my prayer. Yet we did everything she needed, everything she wanted, everything she needed was given. But it didn't come the exact way. Or put another way, say, for instance, let's use the house on fire. Your house is on fire, right? You're expecting the firemen. Well, the firemen don't get there. However, there's several people with water hoses, and they go and start putting out the fire at your house. And next thing you know, it's out. But that person, the homeowner, is pissed because the firemen didn't show up. So that happens with us. We expect things one way. We're not open. We're not open. We're not um, releasing our wishes, our desires. We don't release them. We focus on them harder and harder until we become almost blind to the help we're getting. Divine love will always step in and help us if we help ourselves or if we ask. That's a universal law, but it may not come in the exact way you expect it or want it. And so to you, it looks like no help. So you have to release your expectation of how the help should come. And I hate to say it's as simple as that, but it's literally just as simple as that. And think about this, our spiritual guides, our companions, are there for a reason. They are there to help us. But like I said, they will not do the work for us. And that applies individually and collectively, mass consciousness. Okay? So, I hope that helps to answer your question. And that was a very good question, and thank you for asking that. Um, there was another good point I wanted to make, and that was have you guys also noticed the group Anonymous has stepped up and they have now come out and been very vocal and very public. They're going after EM, okay? Literally, like they're going after him. And that is definitely one of the checks on the good side. And that's all I'll say about that. Um, like I said, you've got to take the wins where they appear, not what you're expecting them to be, not what you think they should be. Take the wins as they appear. And if you have that attitude, you will start to see more and more of them. Okay. Like I told you guys, we are heading into a very dangerous period for the president. Almost at the end of February. Uh, like I told you guys, by the end of April, things will be there'll be a different landscape, a whole different picture of things going on. And let's just say that there will be an unexpectedness to changes that occur. And I've told you that before. Um, but the reason I repeat a lot of things also is because a lot of people just come on new to me, so they're not kind of aware of the things that I've said in previous videos. So that's kind of why. Um, I'm gonna do one more question here. Let's see. Oh, this person says they have no faith in our humanity anymore. People are revealing this. It's spreading to Canada, to Germany, to all over Europe. Far right dictatorship and regression. These are making these are the last gas rearing its ugly head. And this is something else I've told you guys since Pluto went into Aquarius last November. We just came from the dictatorship, the generation of dictatorships, authoritarianism. Um, Pluto's now in Aquarius. Aquarius ain't got time for that. She just don't have time for it. So we're looking at that last gasp, the desperation. And you can see it's very desperate. They're literally, I mean, it's just, but the people are just not going to have it. And as we're seeing, they're rising up everywhere, everywhere. Okay. So let's just allow things to play out. Let's understand that, um, and for the people that are actually being affected directly, yes, that will be in your path. Okay. But your path also never includes abandonment or, um, spirit is never cruel. So keep that in mind. It may have you go through hard times, okay? But there's always something, some energy, something to be learned, something to be dealt with through those hard times, okay? Just like in my situation with the health crises, um, and many other situations that I've had that I've gotten through after I got what I needed to get out of them. Okay. Um, love is the only constant force, the only constant force. If you believe nothing else, know that. And I think one day I'm just going to take an entire video and just do parts of my near death experience and go into the behind the scenes even more of the spiritual world, which is literally this world too, just in a different view. Okay. And more of the meaning of life and the meaning of what we see and what's reality. And I think I will do that quite soon. But know this: love is never, ever, ever cruel. It just has to appear in a way that registers with us and that we can understand in order for us to learn what we have to learn. Sometimes it has to be stark, sometimes it has to appear harsh because we won't get it any other way. But it's never, ever cruel. It is the only constant in the entire universe. Okay? So I believe I'm going to sign off there. Love to everyone. I'm going to do a video soon. And like I said, I do want to talk about the behind the scenes and the deeper meaning of all this that I'm talking about the spiritual world and love and um, the reality of reality. How's that sound? So take care and let's continuously keep looking out for those little sparks of goodness that are appearing. Okay. All right. Take care, everyone.